All right, hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome to The Laws of Amazing Kids. I'm your host, Blanca. Our senior host and president of the Kids Club, Talia Leibovitchi, is off tonight. But let me welcome my co-coach and co-producer, Sharon Alcalay Leibovitchi. How are you tonight, Sharon?
I'm great, and hello to our amazing viewing audience. So wonderful to be here today.
Absolutely. And I want to introduce my other two esteemed co-hosts, Mika Ali, host of The Laws of Amazing News. What is up, Mika? How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm super fired up today.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait to see what news you have. And Ariana Burns, host of Amazing Basketball Stories and Entrepreneurs. What's going on tonight, Ariana? How you feel?
I feel tired but very fired up. Very
amazing. And then we have several amazing guests. We have my friend, Debra Tendrich, founder of Eat Better, Live Better, and her incredible daughter, Amira. How are you beautiful ladies tonight?
Amazing. I guess we're fired up too.
All right. And last but certainly not least, we have children's book author, Nadine Haruni. How are you, Nadine?
Hi, everybody. I'm great, thanks. And my gal pal Frida's here along with us tonight.
Well, we can't forget Frida. What's up, Frida? How are you? No ventriloquism tonight?
Not tonight.
All right. Well, here, this is an amazing show because we have our kid broadcasters like Ariana, Mika, Talia, and Joshua that are learning every Sunday. They're taking time every single week to be coached on how to be broadcasters, how to ask questions, how to create videos. And what did we learn today in the Kids Club, Ariana? What did we learn at Webcasting Club today?
We're learning how to make an animated video.
Exactly. So these kids are learning graphic design programs. They're learning how to make their own promotions from animated videos. And every week they're learning more and more. And I'm really impressed. And so we have a great show tonight. So I'm going to turn it over to Ariana to start off the first interview.
Well, hello. How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I'm doing amazing. So, before we start this interview, how do you guys pronounce your names?
Debra Tendrich.
And Amira Tendrich.
Wow. Okay. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So amazing to have you. And what is the mission of your charity? What is the mission of your charity?
Well, Eat Better, Live Better is on a mission to prevent, reverse, and reduce childhood obesity by providing nutrition education and healthy foods to the community.
Wow. What inspired you to start this charity, Debra?
Well, in 2013, I lost 70 pounds and reversed my daughter's medical conditions with just food. So I actually developed a program, and I realized, when you go to career days and talk to kids for 20 minutes here and there, you don't create permanent change. So I developed a curriculum that is 8 weeks long. We go into schools and work with the kids, and then they can have a really good understanding of food and how to eat healthy, and also provide healthy foods to the community.
That's incredible.
Thanks.
And Amira, what do you do to help Eat Better, Live Better?
I decorate bags for people who can't afford them. It has food inside, and we give it out to people once or twice a week who can't afford it because of Corona. And I also fill those bags. Like last week, I filled about 100 of those bags with my friends. 125 bags with my friends. And sometimes I'll do computer work and help clean up.
And even file.
Wow, that's incredible. And what do you want to be when you grow up, Amira?
I want to be the boss of Eat Better, Live Better.
That's amazing. And what are some of your talents?
I like drawing, as I do on the bags for people that we give out. And I dance too, and I did ballet and hip hop for a while.
And now she's great at TikTok.
Wow, I have to pick up.
Yeah.
And what do you enjoy? What do you enjoy the most?
I enjoy feeding families and knowing that I'm doing something good for the community.
That's incredible. And do you have any pets?
I have 5 pets. I have 4 cats, but one of them is missing. And I have a dog named Kiwi.
Kiwi? I love kiwis. Like Kiwi the fruit.
Yeah, so since she's an office dog, we had to name her something healthy to go with the Eat Better, Live Better organization. So we picked Kiwi.
I love kiwis. And does your dog like being groomed?
It's not his favorite thing or her favorite thing.
And do you go on long walks?
Yeah, she likes to walk a lot, like a lot. More like running.
Yeah, I have 3 pit bulls that love going running.
I love pit bulls.
And they play tug of war a lot. Well, I had an amazing time interviewing you. And your mom? Is this your mom? Oh. Wow. It was really interesting interviewing you guys. Well, let's hand it over to Mika. Here you go, Mika.
Great job, Ariana. And Debra and Amira, amazing work on everything you're doing. I know you did a lot on Thanksgiving. How was the Thanksgiving experience with the corona and everything?
It was great. We actually delivered 750 turkeys to the community. We adopted 6 elementary schools and 2 aftercare programs and provided and surprised all the teachers and staff, including the cafeteria and the custodians, with turkeys. Teachers are in the same situation as everyone else, and they have to show up, and it's been very difficult this year. So it's called Teachers Giving. So next year we're going to do it even bigger. And since the pandemic, we've delivered close to 250,000 pounds of healthy groceries, meals, and fresh produce to the community.
That is, you guys, round of applause for Eat Better, Live Better. I mean, come on, that is unprecedented. Thanksgiving, it's great, it's amazing.
We got to
Debra,
get you out, Blanca, and volunteer one day.
How do you receive funding?
What's that?
How do you receive your funding? Who is funding all these turkeys?
So we had, for the turkeys, we had a group of collective of different community members, individuals, and also mainly small businesses that pitched in to be part of it, for them to sponsor. It's about $250. And we were able to purchase all these turkeys. We partner with local Walmarts, and we bought the turkeys directly from them. They have the least expensive price. So it's a great community effort, but overall we get funding from different grants, United Way, Children's Service Council, the TJ Maxx Foundation, First Horizon Bank. There's so many, for Carl Law. There's a lot of different grants and sponsors that we have, individuals even, that support our charity. Even the Wexler Foundation is one of the biggest ones too.
And where can we go to make a donation to Eat Better, Live Better, fighting childhood obesity?
Yeah, you can go to our website at eblb.org. That's EBLB for eatbetterlivebetter.org. Or you can reach out to us, and you can mail us a check or get involved. We also can have businesses do fundraisers and food drives for us. And we also are doing COVID testing. So we can actually come to your community. If it's a low-income community, we'll register people for groceries. If it's not, we'll double it up as a fundraiser. So as you get your COVID testing, we can then also collect donations and food as well.
Well, that is absolutely incredible. And Camille Robb from Florida and from the Laws of Life Networking Group said she's so excited. You guys are doing an amazing job. And she had a question for you, Ariana. What do you like best about the Laws of Amazing Kids? You got a question from the audience tonight.
Well, I do like interviewing people. I like going on Canva, a lot of stuff.
That's great. That's awesome. Well, this was a great interview. And Debra Tendrich, Amira Tendrich from Eat Better, Live Better, thank you for all you do for the community. It is so incredible. And it really is it's really amazing to see how much your organization has grown over the years too. So congratulations, and you've been
Because you've seen it, Blanca. You've seen it from day one.
I've seen it from day one. And let me tell you, you've never stopped shaking hands. You've never stopped smiling. You've never stopped staying fired up. And that's why I wish you just continued success. And Amira, I am so proud of you for being a volunteer. I want to congratulate you on that. And Ariana, incredible job interviewing and helping our community learn about Eat Better, Live Better. If anybody out there wants to support, go to eblb.org. All right, let's go. Let's kick it off next. And you're welcome to stay with us and watch the rest of the show. Let's go next to Mika, who will now be doing his Laws of Amazing Kids. Excuse me, Laws of Amazing News. So where's the...
Thank you, Blanca. That was an amazing interview. Hi, welcome to the Laws of Amazing News. I'm your host, Mika Ali. I'd like to wish all of our viewers a happy Hanukkah. Strange, mysterious monoliths are appearing around the world. A new monolith has mysteriously appeared in England, just days after similar ones were spotted in the US and Romania. One person described this structure as magical. Mysteries surrounding these structures keep growing as new structures are discovered and old ones are disappearing. Is this the work of aliens or copycat artists? Whoever did this, I find this as a great fun distraction during these tough times. Comment down below what you think about these monoliths. Last time I told you about the singer and actress Cher, who helped free Kavin, the world's loneliest elephant, from a Pakistani zoo. Well, now Cher is trying to free Bua, the gorilla, who has been in a Thailand zoo for over 30 years. We will continue to follow this news. In movie news, actor Harrison Ford, at the age of 75, is to reprise his role as adventurer Indiana Jones in the Disney movie. That's right, Disney is set to make part 5 of the Indiana Jones series. This will be the last time Ford plays this iconic character. I wonder if they will name the movie Grandpa Indy Goes Wild. I'm just kidding. I'm sure Ford will rock it, and I'm looking forward to watching it. And in amazing stuff, Gunner, a 3-month-old King Charles Cavalier puppy, is now an honorary deputy in Florida. Back in October, an alligator grabbed hold of the pup. Gunner's owner fearlessly jumped in and rescued the pup. Luckily, he was all okay. Gunner can literally be my pup Charlie's brother. What do you think? Do you think they look alike? And now let's go back to our host Blanca to interview the author of the night, Mika.
Thank you so much, Mika. That was a phenomenal interview, and you really, really hit it out of the park with that. I want to thank also Camille Rahl. She says she loves your excitement. So we're getting a lot of interaction from our audience tonight. This is really exciting. And great work, Mika. So next we're going to go to Nadine Haruni, the author of the Frida the Frog and Her New Blue Family. And Mika, thanks for being with us. We'll be back with you shortly. Let's jump into the interview. And I see Sharon, you want to participate in the interview with me and Nadine. You're more than welcome. So Nadine, what inspired you to write this incredible book about Frida the Frog? Where did that come from?
So it's actually, this is the second book of the series. There's 5 books in the series. And what inspired me was I was a mom with young kids who was going through particular life situations. And there weren't really a lot of books out there that I felt really spoke on a kid's level that didn't scare the heck out of them. So as my kids and I went through these situations, it inspired me to write about them. So the first book was Frida I'm just going to show you the covers. Frida the Frog Gets a Divorce. And in that book, Frida, you meet Frida and the other characters, and she got divorced. And then the second book, which is Frida the Frog and Her New Blue Family, in this book, she meets a blue frog, Frida, who has a blue tadpole, and they become a beautiful blended family. So this book is, which I think is the main one we're here to talk about tonight, focuses on diversity, blended families of all types. And then there's other books like Frida the Frog is on the Move, which talks about moving. My kids and I, we moved from the city to the suburbs, and it was a big transition for everybody. They had to change schools. So it's kind of helping kids go through any sort of major life change, which I think is important.
Wow.
We have 2 more. Frida the Frog Says Farewell to Her Fish, which I wrote when my grandma Helen passed away. My kids were close with her, and that was the first time they encountered loss. So that's how we got to this one. And last but not least, Frida the Frog and the Two Mamas Next Door. And that book addresses the LGBTQ community and just reminds kids that parenting and families come in many different forms.
That is absolutely incredible. So, I mean, you've written over 5, 6 books. And what's the most difficult book? The first book? They say that's normally the most difficult, or how was that experience?
It was, because it was my first time getting published. It was my first time figuring everything out, not just after writing the story and going through the working with the editor, but figuring out the layout, picking out an illustrator, because in the first draft I did the illustrations, which were very juvenile. So finding the right illustrator to kind of capture, her whole look with the glasses and the body bag. So it was a lot of moving parts that I never dealt with before.
So would you be kind enough to share with us the story of your own blended family and how that influenced to write your most current book?
Sure. You mean when you say most current? Oh, you mean Frida the Frog and the Two Mamas Next Door? Did you want me to talk about
the New Blue Family?
Okay, so New Blue Family was the second book I wrote, and my kids and I had 2 little kids. They were at the time 2 and 5. And I met my husband, who's a different ethnicity, and he had 3 girls. And fast forward, now we're married while living together in the suburbs. But it was obvious to me that, we don't necessarily, the kids all don't look alike. My kids are lighter skinned. I call them all my kids, but my older stepdaughters are darker skinned. And it became apparent to me that there's lots of different blended families out there, whether they're mixed race, mixed religion, mixed ethnicity. It's just important to remind kids that not every family looks like what they think of as a traditional nuclear family. And it just opened up a broader discussion in the book. The characters talk about really diversity and just reminding kids not to judge a frog or a person by the outside of their skin.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful story of how important it is. Never judge a book by its cover. And one of our viewers has a question for you. How long did it take to write your first book? Thank you, Camille, for asking.
Thank you, Camille. So it it took a while. I actually wrote the first draft in 1998 when I took a course at a college writing and illustrating children's books. And my mom, who's the original Frida, she was going through a divorce, and so I used her as my inspiration to write the first book. I didn't know I would turn it into a series, but she was my inspiration. But then back in those days, nobody was really online, and I didn't know how to go about getting published. So I put it in a filing cabinet, and that was that. Until fast forward to 2008, when I was going through my own divorce, and I realized I didn't feel that there was any books that really, I guess, conveyed the message in the way I wanted to. So that motivated me to work to get a publisher, which is what I did. So it was kind of 10 years in the making.
22. 22.
Yeah. It's a long day.
As an author, is your number one motivation is to teach kids these valuable lessons that you yourself have gone through. What is your number one law of life after having written so many books for children?
I would say don't let minor setbacks really set you back. You can learn from the experience. Take all feedback, even if you think it's negative, constructively. It helps you move forward and really listen to it, especially if it's somebody who's knowledgeable. And I think if you have something you can contribute to people, I felt that these were situations I went through, and my books are really meant to be tools for parents and teachers to open up conversations with kids. And I have discussion questions at the end to keep the conversation going. So to me, that was my way of giving back, not just because I wanted to write books, but I just felt it would be helping people, and which is very nice. The feedback I get on my Frida the Frog social media page, people tell me that it's been helping them and their families. So I feel that this was my way of giving back. So I think if you've been through an experience, and if you're a writer and you want to write about your life experience, it really helps. It helps really make the words flow out very easily into the paper.
Well, where can people find you and purchase your book and follow you on social media?
So it's Frida, spelled Free, like free. Frida DA the Frog is my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter name, and it's fridathefrog.com.
So
All right.
I have a question for Frida.
Sure.
She, I'm sure, was a little bit on the road with you and, readings to children, whether in school or preschool, wherever you have gone live. And COVID has put quite a stop on gatherings. And I was wondering what she has done since, and if it translated to Zoom or other things like that. What have you been able to do with her?
So yeah, Frida was definitely getting a little tattered from all of my book events because the kids would tug on her stuff. So we've been in rehab, recovering and hearing her when COVID started. But we used to do a lot of live events, and now we've been doing virtual events. While I miss seeing people and interacting live, one of the nice things about the virtual world is we're able to do virtual events all over the country, interviews all over the country, things I might not have been able to make work with my schedule. So that's been really nice. We've been having all sorts of people tune in from all over the place. So that's been great.
Yeah, like even today, because you're in New Jersey and we are us. So that's really awesome.
I wish I was in Florida.
Well, one last question. What are some of the topics you plan to teach children about in the future?
So I'm planning to have about a dozen books ultimately when I'm done, and each book will touch upon a different either family type or real life thing that kids may go through. So future books are going to include adoption, special needs kids, disabilities, parent going back to work, having a new baby sibling. And since COVID started, while I'm not going to specifically do a book about COVID, I'm contemplating my next book actually being something about all of the emotions kids are going through with COVID, meaning not being able to see people, not being able to hug people. That's really tough and a new situation for everybody. I'm trying to do about one book a year, but at the moment, I actually have the next book on hold because I'm in the process of writing a young adult novel. So that's next.
All right, and I think we have a question from our host of Laws of Amazing News, Mika. What's on your mind, Mika?
Nadine, do you have any like books or stories that you want to make about to teach kids and parents about anti-bullying?
So I think those books are great. I think they are really important to get out there. So that was a great question. I think that's a very popular topic. Frida, I don't at this juncture. That's not one of the next couple of books because my books so far are trying to either deal with different types of families or real life things go through. Now, bullying is definitely an important topic and thing that kids go through. But there's also a lot of books on that subject. So I'm trying to tackle books that aren't subjects that are really actually very mainstream, but that haven't been written about as much. And by the way, I have to just say, I'm very impressed with you and Ariana and your interviewing skills. You guys are really doing an awesome job.
Thank you so much.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you teach kids about sports because of basketball?
I'm sorry, say that again. Do I teach kids what?
Do you teach kids about sports because I love basketball?
Wow. Well, if you ask my son, he will tell you I know practically nothing about basketball. He loves basketball too. So he'd be better to talk to about that. I don't think I'd be a good teacher.
All right. Well, this was an amazing night on Laws of Amazing Kids, and we are so honored to have you with us, Nadine, Haruni. You can follow Frida the Frog on social media, Facebook, Instagram. I want to thank my co-producer and co-coach, Sharon Algalay-Leibovich, for being part of the conversation. I want to commend you, Mika, on an amazing segment of the Laws of Amazing News, very detailed. And Ariana, your interview of Debra and Amira was excellent. It's not easy to interview two people at the same time. You did that very smoothly and with a lot of elegance. I'm very, very impressed with both of you. Sharon, you're my co-coach. What's your feedback on these amazing kids tonight?
Oh my God, amazing. So Mika, I really want to acknowledge you for finding really interesting stories. I have to say, you weren't with us one weekend and we really missed you. Even Ariana said, I really love his interesting stories. And tonight was really like the same. You kept up the bar high like you always do. And Ariana, just like Blanca told you, interviewing one person is hard enough. Interviewing two, you did great. And Nadine, you're amazing. Thank you for what you're doing and, using your life experiences to help transform and give tools that aren't necessarily taught at school. Nothing like the University of Life. And for you to translate it for children to a degree that they can understand, comprehend, and process. It's super important. It shows that you have a big heart and that you went through something and successfully and got to the other side and came to share. So paying it forward. I love it. Thank you.
So much.
All right, well, everybody out there watching, thank you so much for watching tonight's episode of the Laws of Amazing Kids, brought to you by amazing kids, interviewing amazing people just like Debra Tendrich and Amira from Eat Better, Live Better, and of course, Nadine Haruni, incredible author. And you can follow Nadine on Facebook and Instagram at Frida the Frog. So I think you guys did a great job. Join us. We'll be back in January. The Laws of Amazing Kids will be off for the next 2 weeks, but we will see you again with more amazing kids and more amazing guests. Hope you share. And if you want to be a kid broadcaster or be a guest, just email me at Blanca at lawsoflife.shop or visit lawsoflife.shop. Thanks, everybody, and have a very happy holiday.
And thank you to you, Blanca. Happy holidays, everyone.